In this video, I've decided to replace my rudder, and I'm trying my hand at building a new one. Now here I'm just using a round over bit to prepare the leading edge to test my bronze rudder fittings I got from Davy & Co. in the UK. The wood I'm using probably isn't typical. It's a landscape timber from Australia, Australian cypress. It's fairly oily, similar to teak, and it's fairly durable, fairly high durability, used a lot in landscaping. The pencils and gudgeons seem to fit fine, so I'm going to move on with the rest of the project, prepare the timber, and laminate it together and see how we go. This timber is 200 mil wide. I've got 4 boards. The rudder itself is about 7 feet tall, and I've planed down 75 mil timber boards down to about 64 mil for the leading edge, and down to about 50 to 55 mil for the trailing edge is my intent. Not to give it a real airfoil shape, but to shape the rudder from thick to thin. The next step I did was take a power planer just to trim up the edges to glue the timber together. I didn't do a great job. There was a couple defects, and I'm going to fill them, as you'll see in the next video, with thickened West epoxy. So here's the main timber beams laid out. I put some markings on them for where I'm going to cut out, and I'm going to use a biscuit joiner to join them together with thickened West epoxy. So here I'm using an 8mm drill bit. You see the markings on top of the rudder. I'm planning on putting galvanized threaded rod through here and bolting it together to help hold the rudder together. In the end, I couldn't get quite straight holes, so I ended up using smaller holes and hardwood 8mm dowels. Here I'm about to mix up the epoxy and start to laminate up the beams into the rudder. This is the first time I've actually tried to thicken up epoxy or even use West epoxy at all. So got it to peanut butter consistency, pretty happy with it, and as you'll see in the next video, worked out very well. So here I am just spreading some of the epoxy on, putting in some biscuits, and I'll laminate the beams together, clamp them up, and leave them for a couple days to cure. Of course, you can never have enough clamps, and my clamps weren't quite long enough, so I nailed some hardwood cutoffs onto the rudder as I glued it up. And I'll fill those nail holes later. Final step in this video, just scraping some of the thickened epoxy off the joints. There still was a lot in the joints. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.